The headlines: Solomon Islands National Statistics Office and World Bank launched the analysis report on multidimensional poverty and the National Economic Establishment Census. Motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele withdrawn. And the Ministry of Environment is in the process of finalizing the Integrated Coastal Zone Management Mangrove Management Policy. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Eliza Kukutu. The Solomon Islands National Statistics Office and World Bank have launched two landmark reports, the Analysis Report on Multidimensional Poverty and the 2024 National Economic Establishment Census, offering new insights into poverty and the business landscape across the country. Simon Tavake reports.
The Solomon Islands National Statistics Office and World Bank have launched the Analysis Report on Multidimensional Poverty and the National Economic Establishment Census, NEC, at the Heritage Park Hotel today. The NEC project is a first of its kind of a business census ever conducted in the country. It is undertaken within the framework of the Capacity Building in Statistics and Audit, or CAPSA project, and in partnership with the World Bank. The newly released reports follows the successful completion of the 2024 National Economic Establishment Census, which surveyed business establishments across the country. In her remarks, Deputy Secretary Corporate of the Ministry of Finance and Treasury, Margaret Moveni, said the report provides a broader understanding of poverty in the country.
This report gives us a broader understanding of poverty that is measured against other socio-economic dimensions such as education, health, and housing, rather than based on income alone. These varying measures of poverty complement and enriches our understandings of the dynamics of poverty in our country, and the results assist our decision makers, policy makers, and the planners in tackling poverty in our country.
NEC is one of the key projects under the World Bank funded initiatives to build capacity in audit and statistics. It is critically important for the country to understand the economic and social conditions that support efficient and effective development.
And the main objective is to improve the availability and quality of official statistics and audits by supporting the Solomon Islands National Statistics Office, or SINSO, and the Office of the Auditor General. The official statistics and audits, as has been mentioned, are really critically important for the government and the citizens of the country to understand the economic and social conditions and really design policies and programs that are efficient and effective for development.
The report marks a significant milestone for the country, as it will be used to compile all economic statistics in the Solomon Islands.
You know, this is the first copy implement and first economic establishment census. We also use a new economic activity code. That's also important because, you know, we are using we are producing statistics, and these are important because they should be internationally and statistically representative. So that's why I seek for the important for us.
It is very important as HEMI creating a robust system, business register for NSO, so that by HEMI, we will have a robust sampling frame for all the other businesses too, especially the economic annual business survey, and other type of survey within the economic field.
The survey covered 108 wards out of a total of 183 wards across the 9 provinces. Simon Tavake, SIBC TV.
The Member of Parliament for Central Honiara, Gordon Dasilo, has withdrawn the motion of no confidence he filed against Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele. Speaker of the National Parliament, Patson Oti, following the motion, withdrawal explained the motion did not appear in Parliament's order paper during yesterday's Parliament meeting because it was withdrawn. The motion non-appearance in yesterday's order paper caused quite a stir among the public.
Proceedings, and as we all know, the notice for a motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister that was presented by the member for Central Honiara on Monday, 28th April 2025, lapsed yesterday, and yesterday, 5th of May, and can be moved as of today. However, you will note that it was not on the order paper for today's sitting because the member for Central Honiara had done the honourable thing by writing to the clerk to withdraw the motion from the business paper. Therefore, in accordance with Standing Order 31.2, excuse me, the notice of the motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister is hereby withdrawn totally from the business paper and is no longer an item of business for consideration by Parliament unless reintroduced accordingly. Thank you.
Speaking to local media, Honourable Gordon Dasilo said that maturity has to reign when he decided to withdraw the motion. He said the decision was made to allow the country to return to normal following the political tension over the past week.
Basically, remove it from the order paper yesterday to give time for members to think around it. And today I basically remove it from the notice paper. So simple.
So
there's no need for us to come and create a contentious situation in here. We basically allow the room for the country, to return to normalcy and then settle down all the nerves that have sort of pumped up.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Manele thanked Lilo for withdrawing the motion, which demonstrates good leadership.
All is good. All is good. I thank the MP for Central Honiara for withdrawing the motion. That shows leadership. That means putting national interest first. Ask all our people in our country continue to work together. Developing Solomon Islands, building Solomon Islands requires the effort of all, including our people.
Parliament is now adjourned to 12 May 2025. Now, still on the motion of no confidence, a lack of clear rules and procedures in the standing orders and the national constitution continues to challenge the Solomon Islands Parliament in handling motions of no confidence. This was highlighted by National Parliament Clerk Jefferson Halu following public criticisms over the handling of the motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele yesterday. Mr. Halu explained that due to the ambiguity in the current parliamentary rules, the Speaker of Parliament was reluctant to make a direct ruling on the motion, instead allowing the full House to decide.
We do not have any specific rules, either the standing orders or the constitution, about what now procedure follow the motion of no confidence. Since independence came this time, this was near make 34th motion of no confidence now. And all this time, motion of no confidence has been treated like an ordinary motions where standing order and look after also. So, in the absence of those rules, specific rules for motion of no confidence, taking into consideration these all two cases here, the Speaker am reluctant for him rule. Otherwise, reluctant for rule, and him elect for give him house, not for him decide what that one. That if the House decides that him should guarantee on specific rules, similarly with him contribution to Minister of Foreign Affairs. I mentioned him that both the standing order and the Constitution ought to be amended to cater for specific set of rules. This unlike an ordinary motion, a constitutional, the motion of no confidence, it's also a public interest element to it. We know today that schools have closed down because of the past experiences. But most importantly, it's a constitutional mechanism to check and to ensure that Parliament have commanding now majority of the members of Parliament. And by putting that notice by the Central Honiara, I'm questioning that one. Government no majority. Although we look in the media and the groupings happen over the past weeks, that eventually there is number on the government side, yeah, but that has to be confirmed through the formal process of Parliament by either voting or, as we looking today, withdrawal of that motion.
Mr. Halu said history has shown motion of no confidence cases has seen speakers of parliament taken to court following their rulings.
The paper. Now, I'm come back. Now, assuming sorry that this was a motion of no confidence, got constitutional weight because him come from Section 34 of the Constitution. Yes, so I'm a little bit different from the ordinary motion that members of parliament move from standing orders or same. Yeah? So it has a constitutional bearing on how motion of no confidence are treated in parliament. Now, there are cases about this one in the past, high court cases, and I think one went as far as the Court of Appeal. The first one which I would like to talk about is the case between Danny Philip and the Speaker. That was in 1990. Danny Philip, when he was a member then, moved on for a motion of no confidence. But there was one that was moved sometime earlier. So the Speaker ruled him out of order, and he wasn't able to move that. He was aggrieved. He took it to the court for clarification. And the court ruled that since some constitutional motion, it's a constitutional right for a member of parliament for a move, and it was not right for the Speaker to prevent him from moving that motion at the first place. That one now, Danny Philip case with Philip and Speaker, yeah. Then just fairly recently, in 2013, I think, there's another case by Sikua and Kemakeza. When Sir Alan Kemakeza was the Speaker, and I think Sikua was the leader of independent group, I think, during that time. And the motion was put on the order paper for that day, although Sikua asked the Speaker and the Clerk at the time not to put it on order paper. But the Clerk and the Speaker at the time eventually put that motion on the order paper, and Parliament then proceeded on for deal with them, debated, voted on, and it was defeated. Member for Central Honiara was the Prime Minister back then. And what transpired from that case now is the judge at that time, who is the Chief Justice now, saying him constitutional right to member of Parliament for if him decide for him no go or the paper. So these two cases I would say the two sides of the same coin. One of them come with these two cases now, say him constitutional right no if him move or no more or so. So in this case, member of Central Honiara him asking for this motion not to be put on the order paper because he elected him decide no for move or so. So that's why it wasn't put on the order paper. Now
the Government for National Unity and Transformation, GNAT, has officially completed its cabinet appointments following the swearing-in of two members of parliament at the Government House in Honiara today. Honorable Bradley Tavosie, the MP for East Guadalcanal, was appointed Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources, and Honorable John Tuhaika Jr., the MP for Renal Bellona, was sworn in as the Minister for Traditional Governance, Peace and Ecclesiastical Affairs. Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele highlighted Tavosie's extensive experience, citing his previous reforms in the mining and energy sectors, including the cancellation of the controversial APID mining license and efforts that led to reduced electricity tariffs. Prime Minister Manele welcomed his fresh perspective, emphasizing the importance of diverse representation in addressing cultural and social issues. The ceremony was officiated by Governor-General Sir Reverend David Tivakapu. Now, with these appointments, the GNAT Cabinet is now fully formed and ready to pursue its national development agenda. The Ministry of Environment is nearing completion of a landmark integrated coastal zone management mangrove management policy following a key internal review workshop held this week with support from the Mark Blue project. Alex Dadamu with the details.
The Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, Disaster Management and Meteorology is in the process of finalizing the Integrated Coastal Zone Management (ICZM) Mangrove Management Policy. Supported by the Mark Blue project, an internal review workshop was held today with the aim to provide a platform for key stakeholders within the government to assess and provide input on the latest draft of the ICZM Mangrove Management Policy. Mark Blue Solomon Islands National Project Coordinator Sami Airahui told SIBC TV the internal review workshop will facilitate a discussion on the finalization of the policy.
Through this internal review and the finalization of this mangrove management policy, it will represent a significant milestone in strengthening the governance and the sustainable management of the coastal ecosystem in the Solomon Islands. So the draft policy itself have integrated the feedbacks from earlier consultations and also the workshops that Hemi organize like one for 2 days and next month and before September. Hem save them as an internal review process for key stakeholders within the government to reassess again the policy alignment with national and international environment commitments, as well as practically for the local communities across the country.
He added that in terms of collaborations, line government ministries will also share their views on the proposed policy.
In terms of the collaboration, there are other line government ministries where work together not only with the project but also with the Ministry of Environment, like the Ministry of Fisheries, Ministry of Forestry, and also as well as other NGOs where go into conservation and other parties. I think this policy will help us a lot. Through the discussion in the coming month, next month in June, I think by me focus more on what the views of other stakeholders where local government, in terms of conservation of this mangrove ecosystem. So I think next month will be a good time where all stakeholders will come and by me try for relook again into this mangrove policy.
SIBC TV understands that the mangrove ecosystem are critical for the environment, health and socio-economic well-being of Solomon Islands. Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Health workers and the public in Honiara came together this week to commemorate World Hand Hygiene Day. Alex Dadamu reports.
The World Hand Hygiene Day was commemorated in Honiara this week. Health workers and the public took time out to observe the day and took part in activities being organized. National Referral Hospital Medical Superintendent Dr. Janela Solomon reminded everyone that the simple health habit of hand washing remains one of the strongest defense against diseases transmission.
So remember, as we observe World Health Hygiene Day today, we are reminded that this simple health habit remains one of our strongest defenses against disease transmission. Yeah, so it can be red eye, it can be pneumonia, it can be diarrhea, or it can be any form of infectious disease. We can prevent if we do hand hygiene properly.
Meanwhile, Dr. Solomon urged all infection prevention and control professionals to educate health workers on how to properly use gloves. She adds that it is important that healthcare workers learn as much as possible on how to do proper hygiene practices and correctly use gloves.
To our IPC professionals, please educate healthcare workers and also my fellow guardians and patients on appropriate use of gloves as well as the 5 moments for hand hygiene. So if you come around for teaching you me, make sure you may learn as much as possible. For you me, patients, guardians, and if you visitor, you walk into the compound Honiara health facility, be aware of the correct times for your care, for you to provide care for your patient or relative, to have clean hands and to wear gloves at the right time. So hem garem, right time for me wear them glove, but always remember, must always hand hygiene. So be aware that gloves are not a replacement for hand hygiene.
Held each year on 5th of May, the Hand Hygiene Day highlights hand hygiene as a simple yet powerful intervention that can protect patients, healthcare workers, and visitors from harm caused by avoidable healthcare-associated infections. Alex Tadamu for SIBC TV.
Now, the Media Association of Solomon Islands, MASI, is calling on the government, development partners, and the public to value and support responsible media and journalists in the country. MASI President Mr. Honiara made the call during the World Press Freedom Day celebrations held in Honiara on Monday. He said that media is the cornerstone of any democratic progress.
We call on the government to respect and protect press freedom and to support policies that enable a thriving, pluralistic media environment. We call on our development partners and the civil society to continue supporting independent journalism as a cornerstone of democratic progress. And we call on the public to value and support responsible media, to question misinformation, and to stand with journalists who uphold the truth.
Mr. Eremai also emphasized the need to strengthen independent media and invest in local journalism, which he says are essential for promoting transparency and accountability.
So what does strengthening independence and sustainability mean for us? It means investing in local journalism, not just financially, but through training, mentoring, and institutional support. It means protecting journalists' rights and safety. It means building ethical, professional newsrooms that serve the public interest. It also means adapting to the digital age with creativity and resilience, finding new models for revenue, distribution, and engagement.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.